Today at Solus Partners, we're very pleased to present Asana with Intelswift. Asana, could you tell us a little bit about your story and the journey and how you formed the team at Intelswift?
Sure. Thank you, Stephen, for having me today. It's really great to be here and talk a little bit about Intelswift. So, if I will start with our story, how we actually created, how we came up with the platform for to automate customer support, because we faced these challenges while running another business. And when we were facing these challenges every single day, we were always thinking how to make it easier, how to solve these problems for ourselves. So we realized that, let's say, our previous business, we face a lot of FAQs every day, and just the same questions for every prospect. So, of course, we were thinking how to automate it because, well, if you answer questions later on and it's about routine, and then you can just, your leads, they don't want to wait for your answers. So there's, one problem actually is creating more problems. So for one problem, like one root problem, then you have more problems. So we were thinking how to do that. And we were actually on the start, there was a boom of ChatGPT back that time. And we were like, whoa, okay, so AI is booming right now. We definitely need to use AI. So we made our super fast POC, just created like a chatbot for ourselves, covered our FAQs, realized that it's actually really so useful. And then we were like, okay, so we want to move in this kind of industry, in this business. We understand that it's not only us who are facing these problems. There's a ton of businesses who are facing these problems, and not every single business can actually, have such great technical background and go and use ChatGPT API or something like that and just create your chatbot. They need a platform, a no-code platform that's gonna give them possibility to automate these routine tasks, automate FAQs. So that's how Intelswift was born from, as we say, from the necessity, because we faced this problem itself, and that was at least super easy, this problem founder fit.
Well, I can only imagine the highs and lows of that initial kind of discovery and then development.
Yes. And second part of your question was about the team. And that's actually also a story that I love to tell, because our business that we were running before, that it was web development courses. So our CTO, he was studying web development course. So our clients, right, our students, there were people who switched from different professions to web development. So how we formed our initial team, actually, we were just finishing our last cohort, and we decided to take best students and we offered them internship. So that's how, the initial team was actually created. So we picked a few best students, and they were actually so excited to join us for this project. And after 2 years, some of them are still with us.
That's excellent. Well, it sounds like a really organic origin story across both the human side and then the tech side. So that's really fascinating.
Yeah.
What kind of in the early stages, how did you guys find initial traction and how are you able to position the platform?
Well, I would say that we had ups and downs. And first we had some wrong assumption, I would say, because at the beginning we were looking to find the traction in SMBs, like small to medium businesses, thinking that what we are actually doing for them, right? We're helping to automate. They don't need to onboard a lot of customer support reps, so they can just go and create AI agents and deploy them, and boom. So the AI agent is going to work. But that was the wrong assumption. What I mean, that small businesses, most of them, they're still not ready to deploy AI, or they don't feel that urge to deploy AI. So then we switched to mid-market, to big market, to enterprise. And when we started to target these kind of bigger, right, companies, here we finally found this huge interest. Whenever we go to conference, we see that there's a line of businesses waiting for us, talk to us. So that's how we actually found our first traction. Of course, it's also about networking. When you have networking, you just reach out directly, hey, I'm building this platform. I thought you might be interested in this. So some of our customers came to us like that from the networking, but big customers like enterprise clients that right now we are having and we are doing pilots, they came from conferences.
That's awesome. What is there any particular industry that you're seeing a lot of interest from?
Yes. So right now we decided, let's say, strategically to focus on a few industries. One is banking, but specifically banking in Ukraine. So our co-founder team, myself, we are from Ukraine, but let's say we operate internationally, but Ukrainian market, we know the most. And also we have the better connections are there as well. So right now we are focusing on Ukrainian market and let's say plotting our strategy how to go to the US market. And about big clients, so again, as I said, the conferences and the biggest interest is in retail and banking, especially retail.
Within kind of retail, how are could you walk us through what the pilots have been like? What are customers saying in that pilot program?
Absolutely. Actually, one more logistics.
Oh, nice.
So we have one really cool pilot. It's with a logistic company, but I mean like parcel delivery company, like UPS, for example. So that's the company. It operates internationally, of course. And for them, they have plenty of FAQs, like routine questions that people are asking. And that's the perfect way how we show our clients the potential and the value. Because when, they say, oh, we need to automate FAQs, and we're like, okay, we're already there. Just give us these questions and we're going to give you this, let's say, your POC, like in a matter of, minutes. But that's one part, right? And I want to actually talk about the bigger value when AI agents, like conversational AI agents, they not just, right now, I think everyone understands that AI can answer your FAQs, but when AI can act as well, and when AI can operate with data that is really dynamic, that's another level of AI agents. And that's where we are focusing in our pilots. We are not just giving them like upload your knowledge base, just the static documents like these FAQs, and boom, like we automate your support, 70% of your support. No, it doesn't work like that, especially for bigger companies. What really useful, and I think I will better talk about our banking client, because that's really a cool use case. They came to us and saying that 40% of their requests are about exchange rate, and people are actually calling them. So people are calling to support reps, ask what is exchange rate in this specific moment. Can you imagine, like 40%? That's huge. And that's how, with only one AI action, we automated these requests. Because right now, whenever the customer of this bank is calling, the AI agent picks the phone, and AI agent is saying, like, let's say, there's some like a workflow. So if a customer is saying, I want, I want dollar, I want to know the exchange rate for dollar, for example.
Mhm.
But then AI agent should specify, do you want to buy or sell? Because then the exchange rate is different. So when customer is saying either buy or sell, then the whole request is formed, locked up, and then AI agent is telling the exact exchange rate that is for this specific moment. And the data changes, if I'm not mistaken, every 30 minutes or every hour. So that's actually an example of this AI action when AI agents, so you will never be able, right, to upload. You can upload to this static knowledge base of AI agent the exchange rate, but then you need to re-upload it every, 30 minutes. But here with one AI action that is set up properly, then AI agent just goes to that specific data, and it's dynamic data, and then gives a response. So that's really cool, let's say, use case, what we've done for our bank client. And for retail, what we see, there's also plenty of questions, like even operation hours of any, like offline store. We see a lot of questions whenever the retail has some loyalty programs, some offers, deals, something like that.
I mean, it's pretty fascinating to not only handle the banking real-time currency updates and giving back 40% of capacity to their real-time agents, but then also to be able to
Yes.
handle retail as well. That's pretty dynamic.
Yeah, it is pretty dynamic. And in retail, what we're working right now, we want to create a product recommendation engine because for retail, I think it's gonna, it's actually what one of our pilots are asking and what we are thinking right now to create a product recommendation engine. And that's also going to be a cool one because it can help basically, right, to convert your leads into your paying customers.
I mean, I can see a lot of different use cases for a lot of different organizations.
Yes, there's ton of different use cases, and it's even hard to to imagine what AI agents can actually do if you create the right AI actions for them. Not just the static data, not just FAQs. There's basically with AI actions. That's something that AI agents they're not just covering your first level of support they also can be your second level of support because they can handle more complex queries. They can operate with more complex data. And that's really cool. That's what we like to solve. We like to solve like more complex questions. And it's also what differentiate us from ton of different platforms that exist right now. I understand that this market is highly competitive, but what I see a ton of platforms that actually gives you this very narrow functionality. And I believe only platforms that have this level up, second level of AI agents, that's where that's where actually the real value is.
We agree completely here at Solus Partners, and the fact that you guys have that moat and the vision around that second level AI agent action, I think is going to be key. And you guys are clearly well on your way of gaining traction within that thesis. So it's just encouraging to hear that from a live person that's seeing it firsthand. So hats off to you guys and your team that made that
Yeah,
possible.
thank you.
Could you talk to us a little bit about what it's like being a CEO of an early stage company, finding a lot of success?
Oh, well, I'm like 2 weeks as a CEO, so I'm still, like a freshly made.
Sure.
But, well, I would say that it's challenging. At the same time, it's very exciting. Operate in this kind of field, this, like, say, sexy field of AI. And we understand that what we're building, it really matters. And it's not like the industry, the vertical that in 1 or 2 years is just going to be, everyone going to be over it. It's just totally different with every single year. There are more and more companies will seek these AI automation they're going to be looking for. They're going to adopt these AI automations. So we are really in that industry that is just getting the momentum. From one side, and that's what is really exciting. But from the other side, it's also challenging because industry itself, technology itself is so fast growing, so fast developing. And basically, we always need to stay in focus. We always need to stay, to be up to date with the new technologies. Let's say just one simple example. So if you know about RAG technology, yes, of course. So at the beginning, there was only one. So whenever you train your AI agent uses the RAG technology, right? And then also uses chunks. So it divides your knowledge base into these chunks and then stores in data, vector database. So at the beginning, there was only one way to store these chunks, and that was like fixed size chunking. But right now, there's 7 or 9 different methods how to store these chunks, how to convert your docs, for example, your PDF into chunks. And based on this, if you're going to pick the right one, then the quality of reply is going to be higher because every, let's say, data is so different. Table, right? Tables. I think that was such a pain in the ass because AI actually didn't get these tons of, I don't know, Excel rows and columns. So right now, there is the way it called table-friendly chunking method that actually reads this data. Your AI response is going to be way better than they were before. And that's only one example of how, and so we as a company, we need to, constantly see what's going on in the industry. And we implemented that during September, I guess, September or October, we implemented this new technology. And I'm not sure if our competitors, let's say, did this, right? But we are always thinking about new features, but also we always think how to improve existing features. The quality of AI answers, that's like the core of it.
Well, it sounds like you guys are, I mean, really maintaining the forefront of focus on all things AI innovation. So from the architecture all the way up through just the true use case, I think speaks to just the quality you guys can provide a lot of different organizations.
Yes, and as I said before, since the competition is always a driver to stay ahead of that competition, stay ahead of be on top of that, because yeah, I mean, it's just competition. It always helps you to let's say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you're growing, I can only imagine that there's some just personal satisfaction that comes with seeing just the development of the company. But could you speak to maybe some of the founders that might be listening to this as to kind of what the challenges are with that path of growth that might be overlooked?
The challenges, well, first of all, I think it's about sometimes you just burn out.
Hmm.
That's I think the biggest challenge, because you want to develop, to grow your company faster. You want to do more in a less time, right? Bit of time, and sometimes you're just so overwhelmed with this ton of your tasks and everything keeping in your head. Even if you're not keeping everything in your head, you have the task management, the CRM, etc. But still, you feel like, oh my God, that's a lot, and then you feel you are stressed. You feel the anxiety, and I think the challenge is to actually go back to that reality. And what helps me, let's say, that I have my to-do list, and whenever I have to-do list. So whenever I did one task, then I do the
Yeah.
tick, it's done, and I don't delete it. So at the end of the day, I see how many tasks I've just completed, and I feel satisfied. So I did a lot of work, and one step in a time. I cannot complete my 100 tasks in one day, and then it kind of helps me to go back to the reality and then stay again focused. Because yeah, you as a founder of startup, you will always face tons of things. You always, let's say, juggling, right, between different even positions, responsibilities, like in operations, in sales, in product development, like tons of different things. So then when you are so overwhelmed and you feel like you are about to burn out, that what helps me to go back, just to understand that one step in a time and see that how this scope, what you just done, and also say, well, whenever you motivate your employees and you're saying, oh, it was such a great work, you also need to do it to yourself.
Right, right. It's easy to overlook that, but it sounds like you got a really
Yeah.
grounded approach that's both practical and effective.
Yeah, it's actually, I had a mentor who'd been in one, that was a program for Ukrainian startups. And part of this, there was a grant program, and part of this grant program, it also was a mentorship. And that was my first time having a mentor. And she actually gave me this advice, and it works. So I was like, whoa, that's really, it's like easy from one side, right? But if you don't use it, then you don't see the effect that actually it has a positive effect on you.
I think that's really sage advice from your mentor, and she sounds like she's seen a few things. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you sharing with the Solus community today. And then as we're obviously kind of coming up on the end of the year, when you look at 2026, kind of what are your main goals or things you're focused on as a company?
Well, that's a great question. We actually have a lot of things already set up in motion. but there's like two things that we want to focus. First one is AI actions, and we want to build a template. So right now, let's say the AI action that I told you about, that's a custom for one customer. But what we want to do, we want to give people possibility to just pick from the template. Let's say you are a SaaS company and you need to book an appointment. Like AI agent is going to book you appointment. So that's also kind of AI action. So it means that you can just go and search from templates and just, click one button and then boom, your AI agent gonna use this AI action whenever it is appropriate. So in 2026, that's one thing that we want to focus on, to build really high quality AI actions that you can just pick a template, let's say for Shopify stores, then product recommendation for Shopify stores. Just pick that AI template and then done. Your AI agent gonna help you recommend products from your store based on that API connection. So that's one thing, like to simplify, this the AI agent setup, especially in AI actions. And another thing that we also want to do is to change the approach to integrations, because every SaaS platform, you always need to have integrations with another platforms, in other software solutions. Let's say we are a platform that automates customer communication, customer support. We're like a help desk. As I say, a modern help desk, because any modern help desk should have a.
Yes.
But that means that we also need, like our customer, they need or they want to synchronize data with CRM, or synchronize tickets with some task management, or write Jira, let's say, or whatever other software. So what we have right now, we don't like it anymore. This classic way, just of syncing data. We want to create inside our platform this kind of Zapier approach, Zapier-like style, that our customers can actually build these flows inside our platform, around our platform. Plus, we want AI to help them to do that.
Nice.
So we will be able just to write a prompt that I want to synchronize tickets like from Intelswift to Jira, let's say, and then boom, AI gonna help you to create this flow. Then one thing that you need to do is just to authorize, make this authorization to Jira, and that's it. So this kind of two things, like two main, let's say, verticals that we want to work on 2026.
Well, I think you guys are also then going to be well positioned for, just as people start to get more and more familiar with agents. Your architecture you just outlined there, I think, would provide a really cool way to systematically review agent workflows in real time. So it's cool just hearing where AI is going in truly some of the first companies that are seeing it from the ground up.
Okay, cool. One more thing that's really one cool feature, we implemented the log system inside. Which what does this mean? That whenever you're training your AI agent and you are also creating AI actions, so then whenever you test your AI agent, then you can go to logs and see what kind of tool your AI agent used for like this or that answer. And then you have the full picture of what actually is behind, let's say, your AI agent answer. It's not just like, I trained my AI agent on some data and then magic happens. No, magic is technology happens. Magic doesn't happen. And this tool is really powerful. Our customers love it because they feel that they are in control of their AI agents. And that's also like, that really matters, because for some people, they feel like they cannot control AI, and this feature gives them this control.
That's cool. You kind of put some reins on the agents, so you've got some autonomy over it. That's neat. What
Yeah.
could you define kind of like what your ideal banking client? I know you mentioned you kind of go into the mid to enterprise scale, but like, do you have like dream profiles of like retail groups that would make sense for Intelswift to engage with?
Sure, absolutely. So, we have several profiles. We are not narrowing down only to one, like one and one in single
Yeah.
ICP. Let's say, you can narrow down to industry, or you can narrow down to the team. And I would prefer team,
Mhm.
and team is customer experience, customer support teams that actually have high volume tickets, high volume queries. So that's the most important part. If you receive every single day a ton of questions, and it's either email, chat, some web messengers, phone, anything, like we have created an omnichannel, like really true omnichannel platform, because AI agents can handle voice, can handle chat, can handle email. Like whenever your customer is, then it means that Intelswift can help you to make this. So that's more about customer support teams, but also we understand that, let's say, banking, retail, maybe utility. We have utility clients as well, and logistics, like as I said, your parcel delivery. Yeah, it's more about high volume ticket. The customer support teams that have high volume ticket, because under that high volume ticket, there's so many problems because you always need to find stuff and people burn out. Then you need to find a new employee. You need to train your employee. I think like every new employee has tons of questions, and then it's just it's like always in the loop.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would rather say that customer support, customer experience team that have high volume ticket, they have a part of their question that are routine questions, FAQ questions. Not like every single case is different. So whenever they see that there's a routine task that can be automated, then you're welcome.
I mean, the capabilities and just like your RAG architecture, I mean, to me, it's fascinating because I could even see HR teams using it for internal uses. Have you guys considered that?
Yes, by the way, that's another use case. One client came to us asking if they can do the help center for their employees. And that's, yes, absolutely. It's like, that's why for us it's so hard to create only one like this dream ICP, because there's could be so many different use cases that even we didn't think about that. And absolutely, you can use it for not for your end customers. You can use AI agent can help your employees. Actually, in our platform, we also have the copilot for customer support reps that gonna just, if, for example, the conversation was escalated to the human, then humans also have their AI assistant that's gonna help them craft the answer, but it's up to them if they're gonna use it just like AI wrote it, or they're gonna adjust it and then send. So that's another use case. But for internal, like AI agent for internal stuff, and like new people are coming and they're asking questions, or not new people, but still you forgot something and you just want to find it really fast, then you don't need to go and search from tons of documents. You can just ask AI, and that's it.
Well, that's really exciting that you guys, in some ways, also a challenge when you guys have so many points of traction that
Yeah, yes. That's why we're still, we are not saying that we can automate everything, every single communication. We are still, we stick to customer support.
sure. Well, I mean, you guys have a huge market that I think you guys are well ahead on in terms of just like other AI companies trying to do something like this. This seems Intel Swift's clearly got a moat around just the agentic AI agent action. So it's really cool to hear a little bit more detail today.
Absolutely. I love that I can be useful here, and you actually learn something new from this AI agent customer, conversational AI agent perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's actually the possibilities there are, I would say, limitless, really. And with, the cool part that we are not building our LLM model. We are using LLM models from the
Yeah.
world, let's say ChatGPT,
APIs are great.
and yeah, and we are LLM agnostic, so you can pick the model, you can pick the company from I don't know, we have like 10 different right now. So, but I still prefer ChatGPT. But yeah, so you can pick the model, and every model is actually, getting better. So they're also not staying, right, at the same level of development of quality. They're like, I don't know, they are developing, they are growing rapidly in terms of this intelligence behind the AI. So it's also cool because then whenever, ChatGPT is answering and understanding better, that means that our AI agents are also answering better.
Absolutely. Osana, I really appreciate your time today. Is there any other aspects that we haven't touched on that you'd like to showcase?
I'm not sure. I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate it. It's been a great overview of Intelswift and just the really compelling growth that you guys are not only cultivating, but really setting up for in 2026.
Yes, that's exciting. It's going to be a really, really exciting year for us.
Well, best of luck. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Steven.
All right. How